This is not as important as circulation. ये इतना भी ज़्यादा important नहीं है, लेकिन important है for the survival of species, so that the species survives. We have circulation, we have respiration, our heart is pumping the blood throughout our body. Okay, your lungs are taking in oxygen and sending oxygen to all the parts of the body. All these systems work together so that the body is in a functional state. Okay, but but then we in this chapter we're going to study about reproduction. Reproduction is essential. What is the need of reproduction? Tell me.
Now there is a reproduction that when that species will end.
Need for reproduction. For continuation of species. If there is no reproduction, there won't be any continuation of species. Okay, what are the different modes of reproduction? Modes of reproduction.
One asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction.
One thing more, children, please complete your notebooks fast. And now I'm taking class 6 notebooks. Huh? Okay, children, listen. Please complete your notebooks side by side. Please update your notebooks. Okay, anytime I can call for notebooks. Understood? Okay. So, what are the two different types of reproduction? Sexual and asexual. Now, what is first we come to asexual reproduction? Just the definition of asexual reproduction. We'll take the details of it in the coming session. Now tell me, what is asexual reproduction?
An asexual reproduction is the reproduction in which only one parent is needed.
See, for the production of a new individual, there are special cells called sex cells or gametes. In case of humans, we have a sperm cell and we have an ovum. When these two meet, zygote is formed. Whereas in case of asexual reproduction, only a single parent is involved. Okay, the production of new organism from a single parent without the involvement of sex cells or gametes is called asexual reproduction. First is asexual reproduction.
But
Yes.
after 5 minutes, you will need it.
When वो लैपटॉप का पिक्चर लेके फेंक देंगे without formation of sex cells or gametes. Then we have sexual reproduction. What is sexual reproduction? Tell me first.
Not asexual reproduction.
What is sexual reproduction?
Ma'am, sexual reproduction hormones are used to numerous
Yes, the production of new organism from two parents by making use of their sex cells or gametes. This is production. Two parents are involved. Now see what's happening here. This is the male parent. This is the female parent. Male is producing the gamete. Okay, it is producing the one gamete and female is producing one gamete. What is its name? It is a sperm cell. And this is a egg cell. They will fuse to form zygote. Zygote is a single cell which is formed by the fusion of sperm and egg cell. The zygote will grow to form, will grow and will form new embryo. Okay? Now that is sexual reproduction and this is asexual reproduction. So the definition is clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me take a picture of this and send it to you.
Ma'am,
Yes.
zygote के बाद क्या लिखूं?
न्यू इंडिविजुअल. मैं पिक्चर खींच के भेज रही हूँ. नेटवर्क थोड़ा स्लो है, बाद में मिल जाएगा. ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
ओके. नाउ लेट अस कम टू टेक्स्ट बुक में आ जाइए. देखिए पेज नंबर. टेक्स्ट बुक खोलिए. पेज नंबर इज 100. देयर इज अ टेबल 9.1. उसमें एक टेबल है. इसमें सारे सेक्सुअली रिप्रोड्यूसिंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स के नेम्स लिखे हैं और आपको उसके यंग वन का नाम बताना है. ह्यूमंस इट्स कॉल्ड अ बेबी. व्हाट इज अ बेबी कैट कॉल्ड? डॉग. बटरफ्लाई.
Caterpillar.
hen.
Chick.
Okay. cow. Cow. What is a baby cow called? Calf. What is a baby frog called? Okay, now let us come to the next part, that is the male reproductive system. I will tell you how the male reproductive system works. What is the structure of a sperm cell? Structure of sperm cell is very important. You have to remember the labeling of, don't refer any other book, just stick to your NCERT textbook. Okay. Now we'll study about the male reproductive system, then the structure of the sperm, then the female reproductive system, fertilization. So we'll study all this in this class today. Okay. Coming to male reproductive system. Yes, tell me. Tell me, do you want to say something?
Ma'am, sperm is a single cell or multicellular?
क्या करें?
chromosome microsome मुझे biologic science में
मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. What are you saying? Please type it.
sperm is unicellular or multicellular?
It's just one cell. It's unicellular. It is a single cell. Sperm is a single cell. Ovum is a single cell. Egg cell के बारे में लास्ट चैप्टर में तो पढ़े थे ना. Egg is a single cell. चाहे वो ऑस्ट्रिच का egg ही क्यों ना हो. 170 millimeters big ostrich egg, but it is a single cell. Right? Gametes are always one cell, unicellular. Multi मतलब बहुत सारे cells होंगे. When zygote is a single cell, which is formed by fusion of the two gametes. But उसमें जो chromosome number है, जो gametes में chromosome number होता है, that is reduced. It is not like the other cells. Okay? Gametes में chromosome number जो है वो 23 होता है. बाकी हमारे सारे cells में 46 chromosomes होते हैं. Only the chromosome number is reduced in case of gametes, but they are unicellular. They're just one cell. समझ में आया?
Yes, ma'am.
Male reproductive. So this is how a human male reproductive system looks like. This is the human male reproductive organ in humans. This is the male reproductive organ in humans. I will tell you the function of each part. Now see, there are a pair of tests. There are two tests which are lodged in the scrotal sac. There is a scrotal sac and the two tests are lodged in the scrotal sac. Over the test, there is a structure called epididymis, which the tests are forming the sperms in response to the testosterone hormone. Okay, hormones have a very important role to play in our body. Okay, so in response to the hormone testosterone, the tests reproduce sperms and it is stored in the epididymis. Okay, here it is stored. It is stored in the epididymis. Then it moves to the urethra or the musk. Get temporarily stored in the vas deferens. Then it will come. See, there's just one opening for urine and also for the semen. So this is the vas deferens. It moves to the urinary bladder and it comes to this organ. Understood? Understood how the male reproductive system works?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
See, everything is in response to the what? Everything is in response to everything is in response to the testosterone hormone. Okay, now we come to the structure of the sperm cell. The sperm cell being a single cell, but it has got all the structures. Okay, it will have all the important structures. Okay, sperm cell. What is the structure of the sperm cell? There's a head, there's a middle piece, and there's a tail. Okay, this is how the sperm cell looks like. There's a head. Okay. The head contains the chromosomes. It's having the chromosomes. Okay, how many chromosomes are there in the sperm cell or in the egg cell also? How many chromosomes are there? Tell me.
23.
Yes. See. So what is happening is this is the head. This is the middle piece. The middle piece consists of the middle piece has many mitochondria, which gives the sperm cell energy to swim in the female reproductive system. It needs to have energy, right? The sperm cell needs to have energy so that it swims, so that it is swimming through the female reproductive system. Yes or no? Answer me, yes or no? It is getting energy from the mitochondria. The mitochondria is giving energy to the sperm cell so that it swims through the female reproductive system and it will fuse with the ovum. Okay? So the tail is helping in swimming in the female reproductive system. Okay? Understood? Understood? This part is clear to you? So the structure of sperm cell is very easy. It's a head, middle piece, and a tail. Just 3 parts. Okay, you have to remember it. And you have to remember the labeling. I have given a little more labeling than your textbook. टेक्स्ट से ज्यादा लेबलिंग मैंने बताया है, लेकिन एटलीस्ट आपको टेक्स्ट बुक का तो याद रखना ही है. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
से एक बार बताओ क्या? See, how is the male reproductive system working? There are two tests. They are lodged in the scrotal cavity. Scrotal male go scrotal sac, we can say this is the scrotal sac. Scrotal sac. Okay, in the scrotal sac, the tests are lodged in the scrotal sac. There are a pair of tests in action to the testosterone hormone, which is released from the pituitary, and this acting on the cells of the tests. They act in response to the testosterone hormone. Okay, is producing which hormone it is producing? In response to which hormone it is producing sperms? It is producing sperms in response to testosterone hormone. It is producing sperm cells. These sperm cells are stored in the epididymis. They are brought through the sperm duct. Okay, then mass difference, and they are collected in the mass difference, and then it moves to the urinary bladder, urethra, and this hormone they are passed out from the body. Now, what is the structure of the sperm cell? The sperm cell has a head, a middle piece, and a tail. The head consists of 23 chromosomes. The middle piece, M for middle piece, M for mitochondria. It is rich in mitochondria, which provides energy to the sperm cell so that it swims through the female reproductive tract. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood, right? Now we come to the female reproductive system. Let me take the picture of this. Every day, daily you finish your work so that you don't have any work left for the unfinished. Okay, if you do your work daily, then your work will be less. Okay, then we have female reproductive system. Now, how does the female reproductive system looks like? It is not that complicated like the male one. Now, how does the female reproductive system work? Tell me. Fallopian tube is also known as oviduct. These ovaries, in response to hormones, estrogen. Okay, in response to estrogen hormone, it is producing. There are many follicles in the. There are many follicles in the ovaries. Unlike in the case with the male reproductive system, there were just sperm cells and they are produced in millions of number. Okay, but in case of the female reproductive system, the follicle, there are huge number of follicles and only one follicle will mature and the ova or the egg cell will get released, and it is going to get picked up from the fallopian tube. The fallopian tube is going to pick it up. Okay, if there is fertilization, if there are sperm cells available in the female reproductive tract, okay, the sperm cell travels through the vagina, it moves to the fallopian tube. If there is any availability of sperm cell, so there will be fusion of female and the male reproductive cell. Okay, the sperm and the egg cell will fuse to form zygote. Okay, and there will be implantation of the zygote in the uterus. Okay, there will be invading of the formed zygote will be embedded. Okay, it's not zygote which is getting implanted. The zygote goes on division, and when it reaches 32 cell stage, that gets implanted into the uterus. It takes about 1 week time for the implantation process to take place. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we have fertilization. I will draw the diagram and show the process of fertilization. Okay. Each month, one ovary gets fertilized. Okay. This is the movement of the sperm cell. Sperm cell is moving. And if there is availability of ovum, this is ovum. And this is the sperm cell. Okay, then can be fusion with the sperm cell. After that, the process of fertilization. Just the fusion of the male and the female cell is known as what? That is known as fertilization. Fertilization is just the fusion of the male and the female gametes. Is fertilization. Now, fertilization can be internal inside the female reproductive system. It can be external outside the female body. In case of fishes, in case of frogs, all the water animals, generally they have external fertilization. Sperms and eggs are released in millions of numbers, and that process is known as spawning, and there will be fertilization outside the female body, that is external fertilization. In case of human beings, fertilization is internal. Fertilization is internal inside the female reproductive gland. Okay? Inside the female reproductive gland. Okay? This is the ovary duct. This is the uterus. Understood? Understood fertilization?
Yes, ma'am.
After the fusion, egg and sperm, what is formed? What is formed, baby? What is formed after the fusion of the male and the female gamete? Then you have development. Let me take a picture of this. Then I will tell you development of embryo.
Yes, sir.
Please complete your daily work. I may call for your notebook anytime. Now I tell you the development. Development of embryo. See, developing zygote. Zygote is only one cell which is formed after the fusion of male and female gamete. The cell which is formed after the fusion is zygote. Now, what is the fate of that zygote? Okay, what happens to that zygote? It will go on dividing. It goes on fusion. Okay, it goes on dividing. Okay, understood? Ball of hundreds of cells is formed. It is now called the embryo. Embryo is a ball of many cells. Okay, but the implantation will take place at 32 cell stage. After implantation also, the cells go on dividing, and this is how a baby which is multicellular, the baby which is formed is multicellular. The zygote or the fertilized egg, it divides repeatedly to form a ball of many cells. This is called embryo. The embryo moves down into the oviduct, into the uterus. The embryo gets implanted in the soft, thick lining of the uterus. It is implanted into the lining of the uterus. Every month, okay, the lining of the uterus is shed off If there's no fertilization, no implantation, there is shedding of the thick lining, blood lining. Why is why do girls they have this monthly menstrual cycle? This is because every month the body is preparing to receive embryo, right? Your uterus is preparing for the embryo. But since there is no embryo, okay, so what happens is there is shedding. The lining of the uterus is shed off. It is shed off and it falls off with the blood and mucus. The the egg cell it is thrown out from the body. Okay, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
It is worn out from the body. Okay, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now what is happening? The ovary is producing one mature ovum every month. The uterus is preparing to receive the embryo, to implant the embryo, and for the nourishment of the embryo, there is formation of blood vessels there. If fertilization takes place, then it is not shed off. Okay, that blood is going to nourish the embryo, right? The zygote will go on dividing, and it gets implanted to the uterus. If uh, if it is if this uterus is it is going to receive that, it is going to like it is going to function quite well because it has got blood vessels to support to nourish the developing embryo. Okay, the embryo is nourished by the female reproductive system. Yes or no? This picture is also there in your textbook.
Yes, ma'am.
The picture of fertilization is also there in your textbook. That is the formation of zygote. It is very beautifully shown here how the zygote is developing inside the female reproductive system. Okay, understood? Now, how the zygote is how the embryo gets implanted. There are fetal layers, or there is a membrane of the embryo and there is a membrane of the mother. The two membranes they fuse to form a structure called placenta. Placenta is formed by the fusion of the embryonic membranes and the fetal membranes or embryonic membranes and the uterine wall. Okay, the uterine wall and the embryo's outer membrane they fuse to form a structure called placenta. Okay, now through the placenta there will be exchange of gases. Okay, and it is also getting food through the placenta. The embryo is getting food through the placenta. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so tell me what are the two different types of fertilization? It is very important. Let me take a picture of development and then I will come to the different types of fertilization. There are two types of fertilization. Tell me what are the two types? What are the two types of fertilization?
Internal fertilization, external fertilization.
Internal fertilization and external fertilization. Okay. Fertilization is of two types and there are two types of animals, oviparous and viviparous. But before moving to that, There's a yellow box on page number 103. Have you heard about test tube babies? There's a new picture also on this, recent movie on this. Have you ever studied anywhere, or have you ever heard about test tube baby? There's a technology which is called as IVF. See, the term test tube baby is very misleading because babies are not born in the test tube. Okay, test tube is the term test tube is used because in the laboratory the fusion of the male and the female cell, or the sperm and the ovum, the fertilization process is taken up outside the female reproductive tract. Okay, the fusion of the male and the female reproductive cells. There's fusion of the male and the female reproductive cells, and then what is the result? Tell me. The result is what? What is the product?
Experiment.
Yes. What is the end product of fertilization? When the sperm and the egg cell they meet with one another, what is formed?
Very good.
Yeah, the zygote is formed from the fusion of the male and the female reproductive cell. Zygote is formed. Now, what is special about IVF? IVF is in vitro fertilization. Sperm cells are collected, ovum is collected, fusion is made, and then the zygote which is formed is implanted into the uterus. Okay, the zygote gets implanted into the uterus of the female reproductive tract. Okay, understood?
Okay,
Now,
ma'am.
types of fertilization. Types of fertilization. What are the two types of fertilization? There is internal fertilization. Internal fertilization. That is fertilization inside the female reproductive tract. Or you can say inside the female reproductive system. Okay, where do you find its internal fertilization? It is seen in humans. It is seen in all mammals. Almost all mammals have internal fertilization. Humans, cow, goat, dogs, all have internal fertilization. Where do you find external fertilization? What is external fertilization? First, tell me what is external fertilization. External fertilization is fertilization outside the fertilization outside the female body. Example, frog, fishes. Okay, this difference is clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Then we come to oviparous and viviparous. Do you have any idea what are oviparous, what are viviparous? Tell me what is the difference between oviparous and viviparous?
Viviparous are animals which give birth directly to young ones, and oviparous are the animals which lays eggs.
Okay. Viviparous is the are those animals which give birth to animals, and oviparous are egg-laying animals. Okay, we have learned that some animals give birth. The ones which give birth to animals are known as viviparous animals. Now we have two types: viviparous and oviparous. Viviparous. Give me example of viviparous. One viviparous animal. Animal which is giving birth to another animal. Humans, okay, humans, dog, cow, giving birth to young ones. Oviparous, animals, aliens, example, and all fish. These are all oviparous. Oviparous. Hen fertilization is internal. Frog fertilization is external. But they are oviparous. Okay? Understood?
First one,
Oviparous, viviparous is done. Then we have young ones to adults. Then we have a concept of metamorphosis. Then we'll study about asexual reproduction in, that is budding in hydra. Then binary fusion in amoeba. Okay. Just we are left with 2-3 more topics. Is it enough for today? We have studied lot many things in today's class, right? What all we have studied? Tell me. What all have we studied? We studied about the importance of reproduction. Then we studied about the male reproductive system in humans. We studied the structure of the male reproductive system. We studied about the structure of the sperm cell. Then we came to the female reproductive system. We studied about fertilization, development of embryo, difference between external and internal fertilization, and then the difference between viviparous and oviparous. Okay, hope everything is clear to you. Do you have any doubts anywhere? Okay, we'll meet in the next class. Next class we'll study about metamorphosis. Okay. metamorphosis in frog mainly. Then we'll study about binary fission and development budding in hydra. Okay, we'll study about all three topics. And one more is artificial breeding. We'll study about artificial hybridization or artificial breeding. We'll study about these four topics in the next class. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. I'll send you the notes.